All right, let's now shift focus to West Asia. The fragile ceasefire between Iran and the US has been extended, but there is a war of blockades over the Strait of Hormuz which now ensues. Iran has vowed not to reopen the waterway as long as a US naval blockade remained in place. And announcing seizure of 2 ships trying to cross the strait, Iranian state TV shared a video purportedly showing armed soldiers boarding 2 container ships. And as per Iran's Revolutionary Guards, one of the seized ships, the Liberian-flagged container vessel named Ipami Nondas, was en route to India. And the second one, the Panama-flagged container MSC Francesca, was headed to Sri Lanka. These were the ones which were boarded and seized. Now, let's take a look at the map here. As per Iranian media, a third vessel identified as the Greek-owned Euphoria was also targeted by Iranian officials, and it is now stranded near Iran's coast. Essentially, the IRGC says that these ships endangered maritime security by operating without the necessary permits that Iran demands they should have, and they've tampered with navigation systems. Now, the seizures, all these seizures, they mark the first time, and these are the first instances where Iran has taken control of ships since the beginning of the war. Till now, ships were being targeted by the Iranian regime. Now, it comes after the US fired on and even seized an Iranian cargo vessel and boarded an Iranian oil tanker in the Indian Ocean. As per the targetings that I mentioned earlier, Iranian forces had even targeted 2 ships bound for India. That was days earlier. Now, the White House said that US President Donald Trump does not consider the seizure of these ships to be a ceasefire violation because none of these vessels are American or Israeli. It also says that Trump has not set a deadline for Iran to submit a peace proposal.
I know there's been some anonymous sourced reporting that there was maybe a 3 to 5 day deadline. That is not true. The president has not set a deadline himself. Ultimately, he will dictate the timetable.
Now, the White House said that President Trump wants to see a unified response from Iran's leadership to an American proposal to end hostilities, adding that Trump was satisfied with the ongoing US naval blockade.
Between the pragmatists and the hardliners in Iran right now, and the president wants a unified response. And so as we await that response, there's a ceasefire with the military and kinetic strikes, but Operation Economic Fury continues, and the effective and successful naval blockade continues as well.
Now, according to US Central Command, US forces had directed 31 vessels to turn around or return to port since the start of its blockade against ships entering or exiting Iranian ports. Earlier, Trump used social media to announce an indefinite extension of the 2-week ceasefire with Iran. Despite what appeared to be a unilateral ceasefire extension, US maintained a naval blockade of Iranian ports, a move that Tehran officials call no different from bombardment. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said that the US breach of commitments and its blockade of Iranian ports and threats are the main obstacles to genuine negotiations. Mohammad Baghir Ghalibaf, Speaker of the Iranian Parliament and lead negotiator, said that a complete ceasefire only makes sense if it is not violated by the maritime blockade, the hostage-taking of the world's economy and Israel's warmongering. In a show of defiance, Iran showcased some of its ballistic weapons at a parade in Tehran. Images displayed a large banner in the background with a fist choking off the Strait of Hormuz.